Hello everyone! Today we're going to be jumping back into Historic Brawl with Frodo, Sauron's Bane. Now, Frodo has a couple of different abilities that are very important. So first off, if Frodo is a citizen, which he is, we can go ahead and pay 2 mana, either white or black, and have him become a Halfling Scout. It's going to increase his base power and toughness and give him lifelink. And then, if we pay 3 black mana while Frodo is a scout, he'll become a Halfling Rogue, and he's going to have our opponents lose the game if the ring has tempted us 4 or more times. And if not, the ring is going to tempt us. Now, Frodo is a 1 mana creature, so it's very easy to get him onto the battlefield early, so we can start getting ready to attack in and beat our opponent. But we've got a couple of other things in our deck that are going to help out. So we have a very early game curve, mostly based around interacting with our opponent's hand. We have spells like Duress, Mind Spike, Thoughtseize, all to force our opponent to discard certain cards. Similarly, we also have removal for our opponent's early creatures, things like Swords to Plowshares, and a whole other suite of removal spells. Then, after that, the last thing that we have that's really important is getting the ring to tempt us as quickly as possible. That's why we're running the 9 Nazgul, making sure that when they enter the battlefield, the ring's going to tempt us. We have Call of the Ring as well. Similarly, keep on advancing down the different levels of that ring emblem, making sure that we can get Frodo up to that 4th level as quickly as possible. Now, additionally, the ring does make it more difficult for our opponent to block with us, but we have a couple of ways to ensure that Frodo can get through. Things like Access Tunnel, which is going to prevent Frodo from being blocked. And we also have Manifold Key, which is going to do the exact same thing. Now, if you guys have been enjoying my content so far, make sure to subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on my latest videos. And if you enjoy this video, make sure to hit that like button. Let's go ahead and see how this deck does. Alright, here we are on the play. This is looking like a good starting hand. More than happy to keep. Let's go ahead and start with our caves. I'm going to go ahead and cast the Inquisition. Alright, well, Cold Steel Heart. That's an easy take. Let's go Mishra's Bauble. Crack the Bauble. Opponent's going to draw River's Rebuke. That's certainly good to know. We draw Thran Portal. Now, I'm actually not very frightened by our opponent's early game. Let's go ahead and play out Frodo. Okay, good. Opponent casts Brainstorm. This is great. Let's go ahead and take a look at our opponent's new hand. See how we can disrupt that. I think Cultivate is going to be the best take there. Opponent's going to get a card out of the spellbook. None of these are particularly good, except for maybe the Magistrate's Scepter. Replicating Ring is also alright. But I think it's still going to be better to put our opponent back. Alright. Looking good. Next turn, we can level up Frodo. Let's go ahead and play out the Access Tunnel. We'll go ahead and level up. I don't think our opponent has much in the way of early game interaction. Looking good. Let's go ahead, Thran Portal. We'll play that on black. Then let's move to combat. Swing in for another 2. Now, do we want more cards with the Raider, or do we want potential... I think we're going to go for the Raider. I think the Raider's going to be the way to go here. Going to give us some more cards. I like having Relic of Legends. Okay, opponent casts out an Oracle. Draw Hive of the Eye Tyrant. Let's move to combat and swing out. No blocks here. Can do Relic of Legends, and then cast Golem. I like that. And then we get Golem's Bite. Conveniently here, we can use Golem's Bite to kill Golem. So I do like that. We can also use Golem's Bite to kill the Oracle. That would also be good for us. And I think we're gonna do that. Now we have a wide open battlefield. Let's go ahead and level up Frodo. We'll tap Golem for that. Frodo's now our Ring Bearer. Let's go ahead and pay the mana we need to. Exile this. Frodo will stay our Ring Bearer up to level 2. And then we draw Samwise off the Ruin Raider. Sounds good. Everything's returned to our hand. But since Golem has left the battlefield, we're now up to the 3rd level of the ring tempting us. Let's go ahead and play Frodo back out. Let's go ahead and play the Relic. And then I'm gonna pass right here. This is pretty good for us. Okay. Opponent's slowly removing their counters. All runs for an extra turn has been foretold. So we do know that's coming. Guardian Project, also pretty good for our opponent. Alright, so here's what we're gonna go ahead and do. End of turn, we're gonna go ahead and pay to upgrade our Frodo the first time. Then we're gonna tap down for Samwise. Frodo's gonna be our Ring Bearer now. Now we'll pay all the mana that we need to. Auto pay here. We'll tap Samwise. Opponent's tapped out. Swing in with Frodo. Draw, discard. We can go ahead and discard the Shakedown Heavy. And we've got it. Alright, and here we are playing into Thalia and the Gitrog. We're going to go ahead and take the mulligan since we have no white lands to cast Frodo. This looks much better. We're going to be going ahead and keeping this. Now, fortunately for us, Thalia and the Gitrog is going to have our creatures enter the battlefield tapped, and our non-basic lands enter the battlefield tapped. So let's go ahead and start with the Snarl here, and we're going to play out Frodo. Getting Frodo onto the battlefield early is going to be very good for us. And that looks like a tap land. Alright. Well, that means turn 2 is going to be relatively free. Let's just level up Frodo and swing out for 2. We have 2 Nazgul in hand, so we can start having the ring tempt us. I kind of like that. Alright, yeah, opponent's off to a slow start. We do have a couple of options, but we can play out the Nazgul. I do also like leveling up Frodo here. As a matter of fact, I think I'm gonna do that while we have the mana. Alright. Ring tempts us for the first time. Now we'll be able to play out some Nazgul. Sure. Honestly, I think Manifold Key would be the best card for them to take. But they're gonna get rid of something else, most likely. Yeah. Alright, no, they do take the Manifold Key. Not too often that we have our opponents making the correct decision when it comes to what to take out of our hand. Alright. We do draw a Swamp. Let's play out a Nazgul. Keeping Frodo as the Ring Bearer. Move to combat. Draw and discard. Ooh. Now I do like this. But I think it's going to be better to cast Dread Fugue. We'll go ahead and get rid of that. I want to hold on to removal. We're getting awfully close. Keeping Frodo as the Ring Bearer. Alright. Alright, Mana Tide. Alright. That's fine by me. Right, Frodo back in the command zone. Fortunately for us, we can play out Frodo again. Can also play out another Nazgul. I think we're gonna do that. Playing out the Nazgul, we're gonna have the Ring tempt us, get to filter through the top, swinging out 4/5. Oathsworn Knight, we can go ahead and get rid of that. Okay, opponent does block. That's fine. Keeping the goose out of the way. Alright, there's Glissa. Alright, now we'll go ahead and play out Frodo here. Swing like this. Okay. We'll discard Takenuma, and then before blockers, we'll have our opponent sacrifice Glissa. Don't want to get hit by that first strike death touch. It's gonna be 7 damage. Looking good. Now we do have Vanishing Verse in hand. Not gonna be super useful against the Gitrog. Let's go ahead and level up Frodo. And unfortunately, we can't level him up one more time to get ourselves a win here. But we can swing out with the Nazgul if we want to deal some extra damage. Let's go ahead and do this. Alright, we'll go ahead and get rid of Vanishing Verse. That's fine. Alright, looking good. Next turn, we'll be able to level up Frodo. Hopefully that's going to be enough to secure us the win. Alright, Thalia and the Gitrog. Let's go ahead. Yeah, we've got it. Okay, and here we go. I like having Dispark in hand. Go blank, kind of good. This isn't a bad opening hand. I think we'll go ahead and try it. No reason not to try. We're going to be going for a relatively aggressive Frodo play here. Ideally, we start having the Ring tempt us as soon as possible. Frodo is now in play. Our opponent's going to be working on ramping up to a Modi, so they're not going to have too much to do on these early turns. And that's about the best we can ask for. Go ahead and auto-pay. Swing in with Frodo. It's looking good. Alright, Arcane Signet. Yep, there's more of that ramp. Now let's go ahead and get Frodo to level 3. Now the Ring is going to start tempting us. That's the first time. We've got our opponent on a clock. Now, notably, the Rejuvenator can block here. What do I want to do? I think we're going to go here. Play out the Acelid. And move to combat. Now, our opponent can block. And I'm okay with that. Looks good. And then since I think our opponent's going to be playing out a Modi next turn, we're going to hold up Despark here. This is looking pretty good. We've got 2 choices for removal. We can also protect Frodo. Yep, looks good. Cascade. Let's see what they hit. Alright, some more ramp. That's fine by me. All is looking good. Now, any card that's going to accelerate the ring tempting us is going to be really nice. Okay. Right back to the command zone you go. Means our opponent's going to get to Cascade again. How exciting. I'm thinking we might go for the go blank next turn. Hold up the sacrifice for protection for Frodo. Or we draw away to let the ring tempt us. I like that as well. Anything that lets us disrupt our opponent's hand is similarly going to be good. Yep. Back to us. Well, that's a Nazgul. We're going to go ahead and play out the Nazgul. I want to draw and discard off of Frodo, which is why we're playing it out pre-combat. That's another Nazgul, looking good. Let's go ahead and discard Shadow Spear. I don't think I'm going to need that. Alright, Frodo's going to stay as our Ring Bearer. Looking good. So now with another Nazgul in hand, we're going to be able to go up to that third level of the ring and swing in with Frodo. We just need him to stay on the battlefield this turn. Alright, that's a Vorinclex. Now, notably, I'm not even remotely worried about the Vorinclex, because he can't even block Frodo anyway. But just because our opponent's tapped out, I will go ahead and cast Vanishing Verse. Doesn't matter that all of our lands are tapped. Let's go ahead and discard the Raider. And Frodo's gonna trigger. Opponent down at 7, we win the game. Good game. Alright, and here we are facing off against Tom Bombadil. I do like the starting hand. We're gonna go ahead and keep. We have ways to let the ring tempt us with the Nazgul. We can also get some additional value here. Let's go ahead and start by revealing a swamp, and we're gonna play out Frodo. Now, this is a slightly risky play, but next turn we are going to be able to Thoughtseize and Mind Spike our opponent. We also have Duress. Let's start with Thoughtseize. Alright, opponent wants to keep all their cards. Quite unfortunately for them, we do not want them to do that. Looking good. Alright. Well, now we know every card our opponent has except for one. We can fix that with Mind Spike next turn. Level up Frodo. Let's go ahead and Mind Spike. Well, there's the Fable, so that's the card that they drew. Now, opponent does not have access to green mana for their champion. They do now. And they are going to play it out. Alright, let's play our land for turn. I think we're going to empty our hand here. I kind of like that. We could additionally level up the Frodo. I do like doing that. Here's the Nazgul, making Frodo the Ring Bearer. And we'll go ahead and attack. Opponent can block here. We're gonna gain the life anyway, though. Looks good. Displacer Kitten, alright. Well, here's a Cursebound Witch. Mishra's Bauble. Alright, opponent is going to draw Doomscar. That will be an issue for us. Okay, we'll go ahead and end the turn here. We do draw another Nazgul. I'm gonna have to replay Frodo next turn. after our opponent wipes the board. Yep. That's fine. Back in the command zone you go. We're just gonna take this because it's funny. Play out our Frodo. Level him up. Go ahead and pass the turn. Mana Confluence. Let's go ahead and pay the 3. And pay that 1 life. The ring is going to tempt us. Frodo is now our ring bearer once more. Collective Brutality. I think we're going to get rid of Shakedown Heavy here. Even if our opponent manages to hang on to blockers, Cruel Reality will seriously disrupt their game plan. Now we do have God's Willing to make sure that Frodo hits. We can also discard our card to cast the Collective Brutality Escalated. Maybe kill off one of our opponent's creatures. I don't think we have to do that, though. I'm gonna attack like this. Now this is interesting. We can actually play out Cruel Reality if I keep Godless Shrine here. So I'm gonna discard the God's Willing. And we're gonna play out Cruel Reality. Maybe our opponent's gonna choose to lose the life here, but I don't think they're gonna have too many creatures or planeswalkers in their deck to the point where this is gonna become a problem really quickly. Yep. Now we're gonna be able to connect with Frodo. Alright, that's gonna destroy the Cruel Reality. Or the Frodo, I guess. Our opponent's very afraid of Frodo. I think they need to start worrying about their actual life total. Yep, because they're gonna start taking damage each turn they want to keep Tom now. Yep, they can swing out, that's fine. Well, Frodo is back. Let's go ahead and play out a Courtyard. Swinging out with the Nazgul. The more damage we do to our opponent, the worse the choice of keeping their creatures is going to be. Yep, there's Tom. He is now gone. He will be able to recast Tom on his next turn. But by then, it may be too late. End of our opponent's turn, we're going to level up Frodo. That way on our turn, we can bring him up once again. Opponent only has 1 card in hand. They really need to deal with the Cruel Reality. I was surprised that they decided to kill Frodo instead. Gotcha. Back to the hand, there you go. Frodo's definitely going into the hand as well. Plaza of Heroes. Well, here's Cruel Reality. Guarantee that 5 life loss. And here's Frodo. Even if our opponent does manage to deal with Frodo, Cruel Reality is quite cruel and very real. Yep, that's fine. Frodo back in the command zone. Opponent's gonna lose another 5 life. Let's go ahead and cast out Frodo. end the turn right here. Now we have options at the end of our opponent's turn. We have Cloud Shift to protect the Frodo. We can level up Frodo. Sure. Opponent with 1 card in hand. We've got it. Alright, I hope you all enjoyed. As we saw, Frodo is a very strong commander that forces your opponent to deal with him. Even if we're behind and don't have enough damage to win the game, Frodo's ability, forcing our opponent to lose after the ring has tempted us 4 times, makes him a must-answer threat. Also, as a 1-mana commander, it's super easy to get him out on the battlefield early and start accruing that value. Additionally, through our plan of disrupting our opponent's hand as well as disrupting their board with cheap removal, we actually create a board state that's very difficult for our opponent to deal with, and we remove a lot of the answers they may have to our cheap but effective threat. Now, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a like, and if you have any ideas for other decks you'd like to see me play, make sure you write that down and leave it as a comment down below. I will see you all next time.